Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to try something new. This is from Viseart. This is their Paris Love Letter palette. Look at this. Okay, I know I got a lot of pink going on. I went into my closet and I saw this hot pink twin set that I've had for years, but I almost never wear because I don't wear a lot of pink, but it was feeling very spring. My daughter brought me this like solitary daffodil. It's in this cute little cup and I'm just like, so it's here on my desk and I was feeling very spring and cheerful and I was like, yes! So I picked these up during the recent 40% off sale. I got a few things. Okay, so let me start my eyes and I'll tell you all about it. I always love taking that off. I don't know why that is so satisfying. I even have clean makeup brushes. Like, who am I? Wow. I think I kind of want to use like these blushy tones here. So I think I'm going to start here. I don't know that it's going to be like a really heavy duty look today, but I'm curious about this with another palette. So I have my lids primed and I thought we'd just start with a little bit of this here. I'm going to probably do a little bit of a softer look today since I have such a bold lip going on and some boldish brows. I fell in love with Viseart when I got their Petit-Four palettes in, was it November? December, was around the holidays, and I fell head over heels. They were like probably my favorite palettes from, or top of the list of favorite palettes from 2020. And I got them late enough in the year and I have been using them so much. I think they're gorgeous. So I knew that I wanted to pick up a few more palettes from Viseart. And I've had for years those 12-pan palettes that are really big, that are $80. I have like the 01, the neutral mattes, and then I have the, is it the Sultry Muse? It's an all shimmer palette, but I just don't reach for them. I don't know why. And I feel like these palettes here, these different size palettes, are really kind of exactly what I'm looking for because they're not big. The other ones, they're not even that big, but they're a little bit bigger. Hang on. So this was the first one I ever got, and this is just their neutral matte, their 01. And then I picked up, yeah, it's a Sultry Muse, and it's all metallic, and it's pretty, but I don't reach for it. And then I got this. This is the Grande Pro Volume 3. It's a lot. I love this palette, but I also am scared by this palette. So I've got like the real basic nudes, and then I have what I thought would be some pretty shimmers that I just don't reach for. But when I got these guys, these two little mini palettes, the Petit-Four palettes, Be Still My Heart, they're so beautiful. I couldn't stop using them, and this one has been like used so much, used and abused. I mean, they both have it, but like this is the one I've been, which surprised me because I'm usually a warm lover, and this kind of cool neutral was like, what? Who am I? But it's the formula. It's the formula. And I don't know whether the other palettes I have are older, but those Petit-Four palettes blew me out of the water. When I got the email from Viseart saying that all of their palettes, everything on their website was 40% off for a spring sale, I was like, I couldn't help it. I bought a lot. Now, what was great is that at 40% off, like each of these palettes, which are normally $22, were $13. And I decided instead of investing in like more of those 12-pan, large, I mean, this is 12 pans here, but these $80 palettes, because there's more product in here, or getting one of these $175 palettes at $40 off, I just don't use those. I knew I was going to use stuff like this. I knew I was going to use something like this. And this is one that I've been interested in. The color story really called to me, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to be something, because it kind of reminds me of another palette, which we'll talk about. I think I need just a little bit more depth, and I like that we can go like really dark with this chocolatey color, but I think I'm going to start with this kind of guy down here in this corner, because I feel like these colors, like this peach color, I didn't think it was going to get this dark, and it's not really dark, but it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. So we'll start by building a little bit of this up and pulling in that darker color if I need a little bit more. My goal is a soft, blended, easy eye. I like just the amount of depth that that gets. Oh, it's a really pretty color. It's almost kind of like a chestnutty color. I'm gonna knock the rest of the product off on my brush here and then just kind of see if I can blend these guys together. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of that just on the very edge of the brush here, just the very tip of it, and hit my under eye area. A lot here, and I feel like this is the perfect color for just a little bit of shade and definition without being too heavy. Now, I don't know if I want to go peachy. I think I want to do this color. That's this guy right here. Ooh. I don't know if I need to be using like a different brush, but maybe. I'm going to pick up this light kind of eggshell shade right here on a real small detail brush and just kind of hit the inner corner. Wow. I might have to blend that in a minute here, but just, it's so insanely bright. What is going on? I'm going to take this lightest matte shade here. It's a real soft, almost bone colored peach, and just get right up underneath the arch of the brow. Oh, so pretty. It almost looks like I'm not doing anything, but I promise I am. I'm gonna go back to the first brush I used and just make sure that everything is softly diffused together. I don't really wanna do a lot more than this today. I was sure I was gonna use like the purple or the green, and then I realized with the bright hot pink lip you already have on, maybe not today. And I would have if I was willing to take off this lipstick, but I haven't worn this in such a long time, and I was like, makes me happy. I finished up the eye look really quickly with a little bit of the Cosmetics Illustrative Liner in brown and a little duo of Lancome Cils Booster Mascara Primer and the Idole Mascara. I feel like this palette is beautiful. I know it leans very peachy. There's a lot of peach in here, but what's beautiful also is the rest of the shades in here that aren't kind of that peachy warm. You get some options, you get some coolness, and these shimmer shades like this green, I love. Here's what's interesting is I don't feel like Viseart swatches super well on like a finger swatch to your skin. I noticed that I was doing some swatches earlier and I was like, what? And then I pulled out like a brush. Swatches are like 1,000 times better. Let me show you what I mean. Let's just use like this brown shade here. The difference between a finger swatch and a brush swatch. So my point is, don't be discouraged if you put your finger in it and you swatch it on your skin. You're like, wait, what? They do best with a brush. Now, I feel like if you're using like a metallic shade, you can certainly pick that up and then transfer that perfectly to where you want it and get a really pigmented application. But if you're thinking about mattes, I feel like mattes are best with a brush with this. But what I love also is that it's not patchy. It blends beautifully. Even for such a dark shade, it doesn't take a lot of effort, and I don't know. I'm really impressed with the formula. The other thing that I really love about it is that these metallics here, they have a beautiful luminosity, and if you want it to really sheer it out, and this is the way that I am wearing this shade today right here. It's not too heavy, it's not too much. It's got some sparkle, but there's no chunky, flaky, shimmery glitter. And I don't mind that because there are times that I do want a heavier flake, a heavier particle, a shimmer that's really like bow. But I love that this is kind of a really soft, almost elevated, and I'm gonna use a word that I hate to use, mature. I feel like mature has to do, people use it like talking about past a certain age, oh, they're mature. I hate that. But I do feel like it's not a Claire's teeny bopper glittery eye situation, which to me would be more of an immature look. Now, just remember, I do love glitter and I do love, you know, some of those flakier situations, but there's something about this, and I feel like it gives a really beautiful, soft, subtle, and I used some of the lightest shades in the palette. I looked today, I think, how many did I use? 5 shades? 1, 2, 3, 5. I used 5 of these shades today, and all of them are over here on this side, but I will tell you, I feel like it doesn't look like I have 5 shades on my eyes. They all blend beautifully together with no effort, like literally no effort. I am so impressed. I'm so glad I picked this up. Another one that I picked up is this palette here. This is the Solstice palette. And it looks remarkably like the other one because it has those peachy, it's got, you know, this darker brown, but this one right here is interesting. I'm looking at it and on camera it kind of has more of a kind of a peach vibe, but if I'm looking at it here, it looks pink and it goes pink and then it has a blue flip to it. Let me see if I can swatch it for you. So it has kind of like a peachy pink look to it, and then it flips kind of blue. I was wearing this in my Sephora sale and loves list video. If you're curious, I will link it for you here, but you might see what looks like a little bit of blue on my lids. It was from this shadow right here, and I feel like this type of a duochrome really takes this palette from being real basic and boring and everyday and safe, and it gives it a little bit extra. Now the rest of the metallics in here are absolutely heavenly. Like, aren't those just delicious? They are, but it's this shade here that gives it that extra, like, what? I wasn't expecting that from these neutrals. All right, another palette that I wanted forever is this one here. This is the Paris Edit. And this is one that I remember seeing Emily Noel pick up. I think it was the beginning of 2020. And she said it was so good and she loved it so much and she loves berry tones. And I was like, I want that too. And I just never got around to buying it. And a lot of Sephora sales have come and gone, come and gone, come and gone. And I just never put it in my cart. But I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm loving the look of this because we got some like grays in through here. There are some really interesting shades. I think it's beautiful. And along with this Solstice palette, it came in a duo with this. This is the Midsummer palette. And this is one that I've done a little swatching on, but I haven't actually used yet. So these are the two I have yet to use. I've used the warmer ones. These guys are next. But these do kind of have a similar vibe. I noticed that and I was wondering, do I need both of them? And I don't really think you need both. I think you could get away with, you know, one or the other. And probably the same with these guys, one or the other. But I feel like this one has more options, and that green and that purple take it in a very different place. But what's interesting about this palette, this Midsummer palette, is in the same corner as the one, the Solstice palette, it has another one of these beautiful duochromes. And I am intrigued by these. This right here, a little bit more silvery, a little bit more purple, is the duochrome from the Midsummer palette. And it doesn't look like a lot here. It looks kind of like a silvery taupey color, but it's beautiful. It has kind of some blue flashes to it as well. The other one has a little bit more warmth in its base. It's very interesting, and I feel like those types of shades really elevate a palette and give you options and create interest without being too much. So I'm intrigued and I can't wait to try both of these, but this one especially because of that duochrome in there. I'll tell you, I feel like the quality is perfect. And remember, I've been telling you how much I've been loving smaller sized palettes. Now I know this one has 12 shades in it. It's not necessarily smaller. This one has 12 shades in it, but what I like is that there's a difference in the pan size. I like these smaller pans because with as many eyeshadow palettes as I have, there's no way that I'm ever gonna hit pan on everything, and it feels less wasteful to have smaller pans but still to be able to try the color story. And then when I got it at 40% off, I couldn't help myself. So delighted. I feel like Viseart is starting to like inch up there. I don't know why it's taken me so long to try them, because I have tried them and they're good. They just didn't call to me the way other brands did. And I feel like maybe I just wasn't getting the right products from Viseart. And the minute I fell head over heels for these two, I was like, what else you got? What else you got? And I really wanted this when it first launched earlier this year. And I was like, no, because it kind of reminds me of, and let me pull it out. It reminds me of the Mel Thompson Sydney Grace Tiny Marvels palette. And it could be because there's a purple and a green in here too. We've got some peach shades. I feel the difference here is that this has more plums and mauves in it and more mattes and more like shade range of deeper mattes. You've got like this one here and these guys here, they definitely have more depth. The only really dark matte you have here is this one. And that's okay. That's okay because I feel like it goes in a different place. But I think that these guys right here are gonna be what make this palette special and different enough than these guys. And the formulation is also different. I feel like these are gonna be a little bit softer. This one here on my pinky is from the Sydney Grace, it's this guy right here. And these guys here are from the Viseart palette. And I feel like the difference is these guys are a little softer and this is a little bit more metallic. They're all metallic, but I feel like this is a little bit more impactful. And if you're looking for something that is not quite so bam, you know, if you want something that's a little bit softer, Viseart is the way to go. And I feel like I have a love affair with Sydney Grace. I have not made that a secret and I love this palette, but I feel like this is the route to go if these are more your shades. If you have a slightly fairer skin tone, I'm sure this could work for a wide range of skin tones, but I feel like this, and it could just be the color combos on here, this is gonna work for people of all skin tones. And this seems like it's a little pale. You see what I'm saying? Now, are they both beautiful? Yes. Am I going to use both of them? Absolutely. But I feel like these softer washes of pastel-y colors are really calling to me for spring. There you go. Thank you so much for watching today. The other thing I did pick up during the sale, aside from those 4 palettes for myself, I did pick up these 2 guys. And these are going to go into a giveaway when I reach 2,000 subscribers. I am so close. I've been slowly picking up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. One of my favorite things. I definitely have been wanting to share some of my favorite things with the subscriber through a giveaway. I've never done a giveaway before. I'm not doing it right now. I'm just telling you that it's coming up when I hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. Just as a way of saying thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing this channel, and thank you for your continued support. It means a lot to me. Like, I don't always feel like I have adequate words to tell you when you choose to spend your time watching my channel and my videos. Oh, I love it. So thank you so, so much. So keep an eye out for that. I'll let you know when we cross that 2,000 subscriber mark. We're gonna do a giveaway and I'll give you some of my favorite things. I would love to know if you picked anything up during the Viseart sale. Is there a palette that you have by them that you love, or one that you see that just keeps calling your name? Buy me, buy me, buy me. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching today. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.